Unveiling the secrets, the dark side of the Arctic. The Arctic, with its picturesque landscapes and breathtaking beauty, is often romanticized as a pristine paradise. However, beneath its icy facade lies a hidden darkness that few dare to explore. In this video, we will embark on a captivating journey to unveil the secrets and expose the dark side of the Arctic, delving deeper into the challenges and complexities faced by this fragile region. The melting ice. The first sign of the Arctic's dark side is the rapid melting of its ice. Climate change has accelerated this process, causing devastating consequences for the fragile ecosystem. As the ice recedes, ancient organisms trapped beneath the frozen surface are released, potentially endangering marine life and altering the delicate balance of the Arctic's food chain. The implications of this ice loss extend beyond the Arctic, as it contributes to rising sea levels and impacts global climate patterns. The loss of ice also disrupts the Arctic's role in regulating the Earth's temperature, with potential consequences for weather patterns worldwide. The melting ice also uncovers previously inaccessible areas, opening up new opportunities for exploration and resource extraction. Industrial exploitation. The Arctic's vast untapped resources have attracted the attention of powerful nations and corporations. Oil and gas exploration, mining, and commercial fishing have become commonplace, leading to irreversible damage to the Arctic environment. Ecosystems are disrupted, and the indigenous communities that rely on these natural resources for their survival are left vulnerable. The extraction and transportation of these resources also pose significant risks of accidents and oil spills, further harming the delicate ecosystem. Moreover, industrial activities contribute to greenhouse gas emissions, exacerbating climate change and perpetuating the cycle of Arctic degradation. The quest for energy resources in the Arctic has sparked debates on the balance between economic development and environmental protection. Pollution and contamination. The Arctic, once considered one of the world's last pristine environments, is now plagued by pollution. Industrial activities, shipping, and even atmospheric pollution from distant urban centers have contaminated the region. Toxic chemicals, including persistent organic pollutants, POPs, accumulate in the Arctic food chain, posing a threat to wildlife and indigenous communities who depend on these resources. The consequences of pollution extend beyond the Arctic, as pollutants can travel through air and water currents, affecting ecosystems globally. The fragile Arctic ecosystem, with limited capacity for self-purification, struggles to cope with the increasing influx of pollutants. The melting ice also releases previously trapped pollutants, further exacerbating the contamination. Loss of biodiversity. The Arctic's fragile ecosystem is home to a diverse range of species, many of which are now facing extinction. The polar bear, emblematic of the Arctic, is struggling to adapt to the changing conditions. Other species, such as the Arctic fox, reindeer, and the walrus, are also facing threats to their survival. This loss of biodiversity not only disrupts the natural balance but also has profound implications for the future of our planet. Efforts to protect and conserve these species are crucial for maintaining the Arctic's ecological integrity. Additionally, the disappearance of ice-dependent species affects the traditional hunting practices and cultural identity of indigenous communities, further exacerbating the dark side of the Arctic. The preservation of biodiversity requires a holistic approach that integrates scientific research, sustainable management practices, and the involvement of local communities. Human conflict. The Arctic's untapped resources have fueled territorial disputes and geopolitical tensions among nations. As the race for resources intensifies, conflicts over land and sea boundaries become more frequent. The potential for armed conflict looms, as countries vie for control over these valuable assets, further exacerbating the dark side of the Arctic. Diplomatic negotiations and international cooperation are essential to prevent conflicts and promote sustainable resource management in the region. The Arctic Council, which includes Arctic states and indigenous representatives, plays a vital role in fostering dialogue and collaboration for the sustainable development of the region. The potential for conflicts also highlights the need for robust governance frameworks to ensure responsible resource extraction and equitable benefit sharing. Environmental impact on global climate. The Arctic plays a critical role in regulating the Earth's climate. The melting ice caps contribute to rising sea levels, leading to increased coastal erosion and the potential displacement of millions of people. The release of greenhouse gases trapped beneath the permafrost further amplifies climate change, making the Arctic a ticking time bomb for global environmental stability. Understanding and mitigating these impacts is crucial for developing effective climate change strategies on a global scale. International efforts, such as the Paris Agreement, aim to limit global warming and protect vulnerable regions like the Arctic. Transitioning to renewable energy sources, reducing carbon emissions, and promoting sustainable practices are crucial steps in mitigating the environmental impact on the Arctic and the planet as a whole. Cultural loss and human vulnerability. The dark side of the Arctic also encompasses the cultural loss and human vulnerability experienced by indigenous communities. These communities have lived in harmony with the Arctic environment for centuries, relying on its resources for sustenance and cultural practices. However, as the Arctic changes, their traditional way of life is threatened. As ice-dependent species disappear and ecosystems degrade, indigenous communities face challenges in maintaining their cultural heritage and adapting to an uncertain future. Addressing these challenges requires recognizing the rights and knowledge of indigenous peoples and supporting their resilience in the face of environmental change. Collaborative efforts between indigenous communities, governments, and organizations are essential for preserving cultural diversity and ensuring the well-being of Arctic communities. Scientific research and conservation efforts. Despite the challenges, scientists and conservationists are actively engaged in research and conservation efforts to protect the Arctic. Through studies and monitoring programs, valuable data is being gathered to understand the intricacies of the region and develop strategies for its preservation. Collaborative initiatives, such as the Arctic Biodiversity Assessment and the Arctic Marine Shipping Assessment, are also being undertaken to promote sustainable practices and protect the Arctic's unique biodiversity. Additionally, efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and transition to renewable energy sources are crucial for mitigating the impacts of climate change on the Arctic and the planet as a whole. The preservation of the Arctic requires a multidisciplinary approach, integrating scientific research, traditional knowledge, and informed policy decisions. Finally, the Arctic, once seen as an untouched paradise, is now grappling with a dark reality. The melting ice, industrial exploitation, pollution, loss of biodiversity, human conflict, environmental impact on the global climate, cultural loss, and human vulnerability are all part of the Arctic's dark side. It is imperative that we acknowledge these issues and take immediate action to protect and preserve this fragile ecosystem before it is too late. By doing so, we can ensure a sustainable future for both the Arctic and the planet as a whole. The challenges faced by the Arctic are a wake-up call for us to prioritize environmental stewardship, scientific research, conservation efforts, and the inclusion of indigenous voices in decision-making processes. Only through concerted efforts can we hope to restore the Arctic's balance and safeguard its invaluable contributions to our planet and the well-being of future generations. The Arctic represents a crucible for the interconnectedness of environmental, social, and economic factors, urging us to adopt a holistic and sustainable approach to address its dark side.